Mr. Smith, and I was one of the part of the administrative staff on the island, and I'm going to be discussing with the laws that we had. So we had 5 laws, and the first one was that no citizen can kill another citizen, which means that everyone is equal, obviously, and we don't want anyone thinking that they're higher than another, and nobody's allowed to take a life of their neighbor. That's our first law. Our second law is that everyone must help in their diverse defense of our economy of their sector. So basically, everyone is equal, and they all deserve to be part of our economy and part of our society, and they all have to contribute equally. So therefore, they need the same protection, and they also need to work the same, and we protect each other is what we're doing. So we're educating children, and we are gathering our resources and sharing them equally. So our third law is that you must. Oh shit! It says that I can't see it. It's fine. So our third law is that you must have permission from a member of a higher authority to have a child. So obviously on this island with limited resources, and we're not sure when we're gonna get rescued or if we're ever get rescued. So we obviously want to, enforce some population control, because this could potentially lead to overpopulation and then the exhaustion of our resources, and obviously we don't want that. So that's why we need to control the population and make sure we know how many people are having children and in which sector they are in. So our fourth law is that everyone must stay in their assigned sector. So obviously we've assigned sectors for resource purposes. We obviously want an equal amount of population in each sector, and we want a diverse type of people in each sector of all ages, all different skills and abilities, and we also want the same population and the same amount of resources in each sector. So that's why everyone must stay in their sector, and whether they like how their sector is being ruled or not, they have to stay there, because if people decide to leave the sectors, the whole system will fall and the whole system will become unstable. Okay. And lastly, our fifth and last law is that smoking or doing drugs is not allowed. So basically, smoking can cause secondhand smoke. It can ruin everyone's health on the island, because we're staying in such short amount of resources, and we're staying so closely to each other. So this can cause health problems and increase the amount of resources we have to use to cure people's conditions. So no smoking or any type of drugs is permitted. And that's all there is.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Now, and thank So thank you, Mr. Smith, and thank you too, folks, for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.